Thanks for downloading another episode of The Ugly Truth. Or if it's your first time, welcome. You are now an honorary Ugg, or Hug as we like to say. We really appreciate you listening and supporting the show through our Amazon and Avon links at uglytruth.com. And now, without further ado, The Ugly Truth. It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
Don't eat the salad. Have some cheese and just shut up.
Paula?
I felt like a little girl wearing my mom's underwear.
Uncensored as always, it's time for The Ugly Truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth. Ugh. Okay, so the big elephant in the room is Hurricane Irma is coming. And our mother is visiting family in Florida. Our aunt lives there, and she's been there since, I think, the end of August. So she's been there a couple of weeks.
Right.
And we've had constant contact with her. They are not on the southern tip. They're in the closer to the center northern area of Florida, but they're about, I'd say they're a good 20, 30 minutes from Daytona Beach, which is the east coast of Florida. Mm-hmm. And where they are specifically is kind of a flood zone because they're surrounded by several lakes. And if you listen to us enough, you know how intense of daughters we probably are. And so it's been 48 hours, actually longer for me, because I started getting in touch with her on Tuesday. And I said, so you coming home or what's the deal?
Right.
And she sounded wrecked. Completely wrecked. She's like, oh God. She said, you know, I'm getting water. And she was telling me that she was in a store and she couldn't remember the name of the store because they're different there than they are in California. Some Publix or something.
Oh.
And she was in there and she said, of course, it was incredibly crowded. Everybody getting as many bottles of water and canned food, anything they could get, they were cleaning the store out. And the water aisle was insane. And she said, and people were like milling around and deciding. She goes, I broke through the wall of people and just started snatching water, lugging it to my basket.
God.
She said, I'm not putting up with this crap. And she just busted through and started snagging water. The thing that happens is people kind of, with their mob mentality, or not mob, but their sheep mentality, where suddenly they see someone starting to snatch. So they're like, well, I should do that too. You know, so it starts becoming a feeding frenzy of water.
It does.
They're like, that woman's smart. She's doing it right. She's grabbing her water. And so no politeness coming. Now we're frustrated because our mom is still there. They're not in an evacuation zone yet. However, because of who we are, we're survivors. We don't dick around with things like Mother Nature.
We just feel like common sense would have told her at this point to get out of Florida. Yes. But she's just refusing to leave for some reason. And she keeps saying like, okay, well, if this and this happens, then we're going to leave. Or if this and this happens, we're going to leave.
Right.
And that's been going on for like 3 days now.
Yeah. And, you know, all four of us have been nagging her regularly, daily, hourly, practically, to get the hell out. My mentality is, hey, you don't live there. You can leave. You have options. You don't have to find a place to shelter. You don't have to drive to DC or Virginia or New York. I have a friend who lives in Hollywood, Florida, which is in the southern tip of Florida. She left a week ago and she's staying with friends in New York.
Wow.
And she couldn't be more relieved, you know, because she doesn't care about losing property. She's safe. So, and listen, hopefully the good news is this thing veers off or breaks up or does whatever it's going to do, and there's no damage, no life lost. There's already been plenty of life lost and damage in the islands. Our sister Stephanie was saying her ex-husband's family's in Haiti because they spend a lot of time in Haiti helping through their church. So they are actually in Haiti in the really high threatened parts. And now Haiti gets hit with hurricanes all the time, and the destruction is just unbelievable. So I'm a little concerned about that.
They're so poor there.
Yeah. And even with all the help of churches and other organizations who go to help build and show them how to, you know, have clean water or whatever they do, they're all threatened as well.
Yeah.
So that I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with Haiti and Cuba and those islands, because they're getting hit next. So it looks like Puerto Rico was safe. Looks like they just got a little bit of a little side hit.
Yeah, no, I think the Bahamas got hit pretty hard.
They did. There's been 10 deaths so far reported, and I saw some photos of the streets flooded to probably 20 feet. It was intense.
So by the time this show hits, I think we'll all know what has happened. And
so this is a prequel to the big show.
But hopefully everyone was able to get out safe, or the ones that stayed behind were able to prepare their houses well enough to where there was no major damage, and the houses that were just left behind didn't get any flooding or anything like that. I'm just
no kidding.
Florida, if anything, they know how to deal with hurricanes, so
they do.
Hopefully everyone was prepared and didn't cause too much damage.
I'm actually surprised how many people I know that live there.
I know, right?
It's funny. I have quite a few people that I know that live there. So I'm hopefully everybody, whether I know you or not, you're safe and your home is intact and all's well that ends well. And like I was telling you before the show, I'm cool with being wrong about this. Like me being like, get the hell out. What are you doing? Stop being ridiculous. And on Monday, if our mom says, see, there was nothing to worry about, I'll be like, you know what? Thank goodness for that. I'm so glad that I was wrong. I can't be more happy to be wrong about you not dying in a hurricane. It's like, congratulations. Right. You got the best of me. Thank you. It's okay. I'll be good with it. I will humbly accept my defeat, with her surviving Hurricane Irma, for God's sake. Good Lord.
And they say that most hurricanes, the female hurricanes, are actually the worst. Isn't that funny?
Of course they are.
It's true.
Weird? No.
I think that's funny.
No. It's an
odd statistic.
I don't know. Whoever's in charge of naming them must have a little know-how on the size and strength of certain storms, and decides then if it will be a boy or a girl. I'm not sure. We should Google that and find out why they do that. I'm not sure. I know they go alphabetically. Like they name them. Like there's, let's see, Harvey, H, J, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, Irma, J, Jose, K. I think they named it. Not Corinne. I don't know what they named it. Katie? I have no idea.
Yeah, because actually they were saying there was actually 3 other hurricanes out in the ocean right now, and so they're not sure what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, there must be. They go alphabetically, and every other one is a boy girl. They go boy girl boy girl.
Interesting, and in alphabetical Harvey, order.
Irma. Yeah. So there you go. There's your lesson.
There you go.
You're welcome. Okay, so moving on.
Yes.
I need to hear about the highlights of Paula's high school reunion. Your 20-year high school reunion happened last week.
I talked about it for weeks, and it finally happened. So.
It finally came. Now, just to let you know, your children did give us illness. We did get sick.
Oh, no. Great.
Mackenzie is on death's door. I mean, she's so sick.
Well, when I brought them to your house, they were on antibiotics. So
yeah, that did not do anything.
Really?
They were still germy. No.
Aww.
I mean, I feel a little bit of a something, but I'm thinking, well, it's probably just allergies or whatever. PMS, I don't know. I kind of just feeling whatever. But Daryl has been making me so angry with his coughing and his sneezing. I can't even. And yesterday I was eating a salad and he sneezed and I went and I hit the fork with my bowl because he can't help it.
Yes.
It's just it's like being mad at someone for breathing, which I have been, by the way.
Oh, so, all the time.
In fact, our dog, Bodega, was breathing a little hard in the office. He has a little bed in there. He likes to hang out with Daryl.
Yeah.
And the dog was breathing heavy. I literally turned around and glared at the dog.
You're like, stop
I glared
breathing.
at the dog. I'm like, why are you breathing like that?
Stop breathing so hard.
You're making me mad.
I know it's 111 degrees and you're covered in, under
2 layers of fur.
undercoat and fur, but seriously,
because you're meant for Alaska, but still, must you breathe like that? It's hilarious. So so Daryl's been coughing and sneezing quite a bit because I feel like I might be, I might be fighting something. And Mackenzie she got sent home from work yesterday because she's like, you're simply you're giving everyone germs. You need to leave. So they sent her home, and she had to miss school today, which is a kind of a big deal. She can't miss too much school. So.
Oh no, I feel bad. Right. I feel bad. I thought they would have been okay on their antibiotics.
I honestly think it was Olivia. Ryan didn't seem too bad. Olivia's the one that was really subdued and seemed ill. She was a bit warm.
Yeah.
It's fine though. I wouldn't have not watched them. It doesn't matter to me. But we did get it, and so I was like, well, I hope it was worth it.
Well, shoot. So I finally was able to nail down all the details. I got the dress, which I had for a while. I was able to get the shoes, which I found on Amazon, and I actually paid like $18 in shipping to have them like expedited so they would be here by like the Wednesday before.
Did you like them?
Yeah, they turned out really cute. And then I had gotten all my jewelry. And so I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. Even though it said it was like casual.
Right.
So Victor and I got ready at the hotel. We're, on our way to the casino, which is where the thing was at.
Yes.
There was a Slow Jams concert going on. So
nice.
There was no valet parking. There was no parking in the garage. There was parking across the street in like the big lot.
Yes.
And we had to park like 2 lots back.
Wow.
So I had to walk a half a mile in my high heels.
I would have been outraged. I would have been so angry.
I was not happy. And it was hot.
I would have been like a wet cat.
I was hot.
Furious.
So we finally get to the hotel.
Daryl would have been apologizing for nothing.
We walked to the lobby. Well, I'm trying to stay positive because I don't want to be in a bad mood. Like when I
show up to see these old friends.
And so we finally get to the ballroom. I walk in and it's like 7:30, so we're like a half an hour late.
Okay.
So immediately there's a table with name tags. On the name tag is a picture of my senior portrait.
Oh, how fun.
And so
you're like, I don't even remember that because our mom doesn't buy photos of us. So that's what it looked like? How nice.
So
I looked good.
I bought my own senior portraits. I had a job.
I remember. I have one.
We put on the name tags and we were standing there looking around. And so Victor's like, so do you recognize anybody? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. I started looking around and I recognized everybody.
Yeah.
But none of the people I had ever really been friends with.
You just saw them walking in the halls or sitting in
or being friends with like other people or
parts of other groups, and you're like,
things like that. And so I had anticipated a lot of my friends being there, and so we were looking at the badges, and I'm just like, okay, well, so and so's not here, and so and so's not here, and so and so's not here, and so I'm like, well, they'll be showing up. So we talked to like a couple people, but for the most part, it was just a bunch of people that I just didn't know.
Oh, that sucks.
But all those people, they really like knew each other.
Oh,
so
geez.
I felt like such an outcast. And I was so embarrassed.
Why? Why
well,
would you be
because I was all dressed up and everything like that. And I was like looking around and I'm just like, and it was obvious that I didn't really know anyone. And everybody
sucks.
They knew me, but not enough to be like, hey, so what have you been up to? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So there were a few people that, like we sat down with one of my old friends and, we had a nice conversation. And then, another couple came up and I had been friends with. And so we were talking to them and stuff. And we sat down, had some appetizers, and just caught up and, talked about current events and blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's good. Did you guys talk about politics?
No.
Oh, my God. I was going to say, don't do that.
No, just kind of like, I shouldn't say current events. I should say like,
what's everyone doing?
Our kids and, the school system and, how Common Core sucks and, things like that.
Really, really easy topics to just, the small talk stuff.
Right.
Which I am so bad at it. I'm just so bad at it. The small talk, you might as well just slit my throat. I'm just the worst. Just the worst.
So Victor, I didn't realize during the course of the night, had 3 gin and tonics. So he became Mr. Chatty Cathy.
Mr. Charming Military Man came out.
Well, fortunately, he was wearing regular clothes. So,
I know, but that's not the point.
Right.
I'm sure everyone knew by the end of the evening that he was in the military.
They could figure that part out. So
yes,
after like an hour and a half or so, I'm just like, let's get out of here. I'm like, this is, we took our little picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then I'm just like, let's get out of here. I'm like, let's
go gamble.
That's what we did. And so we went and gambled and we had fun.
Although you probably would have fit in at the Slow Jam concert with your gold lame dress. Did you go?
Right. To the concert? No.
Did you go see, what is it, the DeBarge brothers? Were they there?
I have no idea who was there, but I mean, it was an interesting crowd, I'll tell you that much. And it was interesting.
But this time love's for real.
And then not to mention at the Sleep Train Arena just up the road in Wheatland was a Chris Stapleton concert.
Oh,
so when that concert got out, that brought in a whole new crowd. And I was just
was like a giant barn dance.
The whole place was just crowded.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to go afterwards and drink it up and
party. So it was, cowboys and pimps. So
pimps up, hose down.
Yeah, right. And, reunion goers. So
the whole 100 of them that you only knew 4.
Yeah, really.
Really, it's like how many conversations can one have with 2 people you went to high school with 20 years ago where you have nothing in common anymore other than you had the same history teacher?
The ones that we talked to, we're still... Facebook is very helpful because you see a lot of like the things on there. But like I said, I was kind of irritated because I would say a good like 10 people that I had anticipated being there were not there. And those were the ones that I would probably have really talked to like the whole night and had, done the funny pictures with and all that stuff.
Right.
A lot of people didn't come because it was Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
I think some people didn't come because the price was expensive. The tickets were $75 a piece.
They probably had the same thought I did. It's like, I'm friends with these people on Facebook. I don't need to see them and pay $200 at a casino.
So I think that was probably part of it too. And maybe some people are just not at a good point in their life where they...
That is a very valid point.
That they want to be like, oh yeah, I'm divorced and for the second time and
I gained 45 pounds and I'm an alcoholic. Yes, let's go. I was the homecoming queen.
So I think there was could have been some of that too. So
I can't go to my reunion. My Botox is still too full.
But I mean, I'm glad
you went.
Yeah, I'm glad I went too. I did get compliments on my appearance.
You looked adorable. There was something I wanted to tell you. Okay, so you know how our mom, she trolls us on Facebook.
Oh, she told me in a text that I looked beautiful, and I'm just like, how did she even know?
Yes, she told me when I called her on Monday or Tuesday, and I said, "Are you in Florida?" And she said, "Yes, I'm here." And I'm like, "Why? Why are you there? Get out!"
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, anyway, through Aunt Charlene's Facebook, I saw Paula's photo." And I said, "Oh yeah, her high school reunion. She looked really pretty." And she said, "Yes. Oh, is that what it was?" And I said, "Yeah, she looked really, really good." I thought you looked beautiful.
Yeah.
But I also thought you looked just like our mother.
Oh, really?
I'm almost certain our mom has a dress like that or had a dress like that at one point in her life. And with the gold and your blonde hair and everything, I'm so glad you went blonde again, by the way. Oh, yes. Please keep it up. It looks so good.
I will.
but I was looking at it going, wow, she looks just like our mother. And I told her that, and she goes, oh, well, is that a compliment? I said, yes, it's a compliment. You're not ugly. What are we doing? No, she's beautiful. I thought she looked stunning. I loved it. I did not know what the dress was going to look like. I personally think the dress was too big. I think you could have gone a size smaller for sure.
You know what? I think I probably could have too.
Yes.
I was thinking this the other day.
What?
I should not buy clothes when I'm feeling fat because
I know.
When I bought Victoria's Secret has this deal where you can get like 5 pairs of underwear for $25 or something.
Yeah,
like
I just did it.
And I bought them thinking like, I'm just such a big lard heifer.
So you can get like extra large.
So I bought the larges.
Oh, those are huge.
And so I put them on, and it's like I felt like a little girl wearing my mom's underwear. And I'm just like, these are ridiculous. And I'm like, well, maybe I can wash them. And even after washing them, they're still big.
They're not meant to shrink. They're not 100%
And
cotton,
so I'm just like, I should have gotten the mediums. I'm like, why did I buy these?
Because you felt like a big fat cow, even though you're not.
So it's the same thing with the dress. Like, I should have gotten the size smaller.
Yes.
But I wasn't wearing my Spanx when I bought the dress, and
that takes a lot of size off.
It really
when you wear
does.
Spanx.
Yeah,
they're great.
So that was probably the other part of it is that I just I felt more comfortable in the larger size.
Well, that's fine then. I mean, I do this thing where I don't know if you're this way. I know Stephanie is. We all love to emotionally cut.
Yes.
And so when I'm hormonal, when I'm PMSing, when I'm at my bloatest, I will go out to a store and try on clothes.
Oh my God.
I've done this for as long as I can remember. Something in my brain goes, you know what? I could use a new outfit. And I'll go. And now I'm not a big fan of trying clothes on at a store. I'm much happier just buying it, taking it home. If it doesn't fit, just returning it. I hate doing the try on. I hate the lighting, everything. But for some reason, when I am hormonal, I will take clothes and go, yeah, I could fit into this, and go and try them on in those horribly lit dressing rooms where you feel like you're walking into a morgue.
Yeah,
and I'll try them
really?
on. I have tried on clothes and started crying.
Oh my God.
But I only do it when I am the most bloated, the most hormonal. I look exhausted, puffy eye, everything. I can't stop myself. It's the worst. Or if I can't go shopping, I'll try on clothes that I've had for like 15 years and they don't fit anymore because I've had a baby.
Oh,
and I'm like,
that.
Why do I do this to myself? Jeans, especially if you have a pair of jeans that you will literally never get your ass in again.
I have jeans that I was just wearing last year, and then I tried to put them on, and I'm like, what's happened to me? God.
Why do I do that? I don't know why I do that to myself. It's almost like I try to keep myself humble. I don't know. It's the worst.
Well,
I'm so vain.
We're going to Disneyland next week.
Yes.
And I am trying to think, like, what am I going to wear? Because, the clothes
I have so much advice.
The clothes that I have, they're sufficient for just like milling around. And,
yes.
But I don't know that I have anything that I would really want to wear, like, in front of people.
What's the weather going to be? It's LA, so it's going to be 85 and humid.
Probably somewhere between 70 and 85, I'm guessing. So I'm just like, dare I get a pair of jeans?
No. Let's see. How many days are you going to Disneyland?
3 days.
Okay, so 3 whole days. This is my advice to you. I will never not remember this for the rest of my life, because for 2 years in a row when we went to Disneyland, I bought shorts and cute little shirts, and and then you have to wear the ugly Nikes or whatever
tennis
with them
shoes,
because you have to, because you do so much walking. And there's no other. You see women wearing cute little sandals or flip-flops, and then you see them again like 8 hours later and they can barely walk. I mean, it's just the blisters alone will kill you. So I will never wear shorts to Disneyland again, because even if you don't have big thighs, you will get chafing. The second you get on a water ride, your legs will chafe inside. And it was so bad that I ended up wearing the same yoga pants 3 days in a row, because the first day I was done. So, and I I don't care. I mean, I have a nice round ass and I do have thicker thighs. I don't have a thigh gap like a 15-year-old.
Right.
So your legs will chafe. They just will. Capri yoga pants will save you for the rest of your vacation. Get 3 pair and then get whatever cute shirt you want to go with it, because not only do they look cute with Nikes, you will not be hot because they're breathable, because they're meant for working out, and you will not be cold when the sun sets, because it gets very cold the second the sun goes down. And so it's a perfect thing. It is the mom uniform, but when you're in Disneyland, you give 0 fucks because it's all about your kids.
True.
And the magic. You will see every smart mother who has a gaggle of kids with her and her, attractive husband,
right.
But at least she's got the yoga pants and a really cute top on, and she's rocking it with her Tinkerbell bun because she's not uncomfortable and she can focus on having fun and making sure the kids believe that everything is magical.
Yeah.
So that is my advice to you. Do not wear shorts. I mean, if you want to wear shorts when you get there, like flying or whatever, I personally don't like wearing shorts on a plane. But if you do,
it's like
it's fine.
wearing shorts in the movie theater. I don't want to do it.
I can't do it. If I do, then I'm sitting on my sweater, putting my raw body on a movie chair or an airplane seat.
I'm already having anxiety about the flying.
Oh, well, you just have to have add a van or something.
Something. Yeah, it'll be nighttime. That'll work.
And it's only, I mean, I think it's maybe, it's not even an hour flight. It's
Well,
barely
they
an hour.
said, well, we're going to Long Beach, so it's an hour
Why
and
are you
20.
going to Long Beach?
It was cheaper.
Oh my God. That seems far out of the way.
Well, I mean, to the hotel, it's the same distance.
Oh, gotcha. So anyway, that's my advice to you. Do not invest in cute little shorts like I did. Just get capri yoga pants from Victoria's Secret, because that's what all the women are wearing there. Mm-hmm. And then whatever cute little, tee, tank, I mean, whatever. It's fine. And you will get a little sunburn, so do the sunscreen. But other than that, I mean, seriously, and you'll look cuter in photos too, by the way.
Yeah.
With black yoga pants. I mean, you really just cannot go wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Just do it.
Okay.
Just do it. Hey Hugs, have you checked out the Ugly Truth Avon site lately? Avon has introduced a new beauty box. It's the A box. It's not a subscription program, so you get to decide how often you want to buy them. It shows you what will be in the box every month, so if you want to get it, great. If you want to pass, no big deal, no money lost. It's a great way to try Avon products that maybe you haven't considered yet. And it's only $10 with the $40 purchase, so that is a fabulous deal. As always, thank you so much for supporting the Ugly Truth. Bye! Okay, so let's talk about some entertainment gossip.
Okay.
You probably know all of them anyway, but we're just going to mention them because we haven't talked about any entertainment stuff in forever. And there's a couple of cool things that are coming out. I'm going to start off with the easy stuff because I know you and your son watch Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, we do.
Season 25. Do they have like 2 or 3 seasons a year?
They have 2 seasons a year.
Okay, that makes more sense because I'm like 25. That's 25 years normally, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 seasons, that makes a little more sense. But still, that's a really long run for
It's been on for like 14 or 15 years.
Well, you can tell based on who they have competing this year because it really fills bottom of the barrel. The big thing that they're gonna do is that Nick Lachey and his wife Vanessa Lachey are both competing separately.
Oh.
So that's gonna be the thing I'm sure that they're gonna use, is that the husband and wife are competing against each other.
They've had a husband and wife pair on there before.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Frankie Muniz. I think he's like 3 apples high.
Yeah, he's not too tall.
He's going with Whitney Carson. Is she tiny too?
Yeah, she's really cute though.
What's funny about Frankie Muniz is that, he looks kind of dorky, but he's ridiculously wealthy. Like, he's super rich.
Oh God, he made so much money from that show.
Not only that, but he invested all of his money in real estate. So he is like a real estate mogul. So I don't know why. He must be doing it just because he has time. I'm not sure.
Well, some people just do it because it's,
Yes.
for almost the sport of it, I guess you can say.
Yeah, that makes sense. Debbie Gibson is doing it.
Oh, I bet
It's you.
I bet you she'll be good at it. I wonder who her partner is.
Alan Burstyn.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know the dancers like you do. T.O. Terrell Owens is doing it with Cheryl Burke.
Oh, okay.
Terrell Owens is a football player. He has a lot of character. I thought he did it already. For some reason, I thought Tio already did it, but I'm sure there's another football player that looks like him that did it, or something. I'm not sure.
No, they've had several football players on there.
Yes, at least one a year. I think one a season. And then the only other one, I don't recognize any of these other people. Some of them are actually YouTube-y people, but I think Drew Scott is one of the twins from
Oh, he's gonna do it?
Yes.
All right, that's awesome.
I actually really like Drew Scott.
I love the Property Brothers.
The Property Brothers, yes. So one of the Property Brothers is doing it, and then I don't know who Derek Fisher is, but he sounds super familiar. And there's a Jordan Fisher too, and I don't know if they're like brothers or something. I don't know. I guess I could Google it, but I'm not going to because I don't watch the show. But you can. Obviously, they released it all. They did the whole big, show on the Today Show where they unleash everyone.
I know it starts the Monday after we get back, so that's exciting.
Well, there you go. Okay, so Dancing with the Stars. Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx have become a public couple.
Finally, it's been years. Jeez.
Worst kept secret in Hollywood. Everyone knew that they were dating or together or whatever. And now they've publicly made themselves a couple. They've been photographed by paparazzi walking on a beach holding hands. And she's wearing some hideous dress, which I don't understand. Why does she do that? She's so beautiful.
And not just that, but I mean, Jamie Foxx, really? I mean, that guy's like a tiger, and she's so mousy.
I know. He is so sexy.
I mean, he's like dripping sex. And and she's like, I don't know.
Talk about
dripping saltine crackers.
Yes. Well, some people are down with the vanilla swirl. So.
I guess. My goodness.
I mean, I think she cleans up really well, and she's a timeless classic beauty when she's doing, her modeling or her endorsements for Vogue magazine ads. And I actually really like her. I think she's a good actress when she's working. I think she's great.
Yeah.
It's really, I feel for her because I think the stigma of the Scientology escape and Tom Cruise and all that stuff, that's going to follow her forever. She will never not shake that.
Well, she has his baby.
Yes, exactly. So, and he doesn't see the baby, which is just devastating to me. I think that's really sad.
Which is his choice. And
it is. And I hate it.
Which I don't understand why you would choose that. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I think he views them, according to the Scientology term, oppressive people.
Yes. And I just... It's funny how someone can fight the urge to not be parental or have, any kind of relationship outside of an occasional Skype or visit here and there in private versus a faith or a religion or whatever it is, whatever it's classified as. But
it's not unheard of in some religions.
No, all religions have something like that. There's always some little thing like that in almost every faith.
Some barrier.
There's always something that will prevent you. But anyway, I am happy for them finally being able to become public. Who knows what took so long. I've always liked Jamie Foxx. I think he's hilarious and ridiculously talented. He was on a Joe Rogan podcast a few weeks ago. He's a different cat. He's a real different dude. He has quite a history with his family. He does not come from wealth at all. And he takes care of his parents now. They live in the same house because he has a really big house.
Oh.
And his dad lives in one wing and his mom lives in the other wing. They're divorced.
Oh.
Yes. And dad decided to start dating again. And it's not pretty.
It's awkward.
Yes. But he actually does it because his family is very susceptible to predators trying to get to Jamie or, money or any kind of way of taking advantage. So he keeps them all close to the vest so that he can, make sure that they're not being taken advantage of. I think it happened once. I think his dad got taken advantage of. So now he goes, no, now they just live with me. So they can't do anything. They can't get in any trouble.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and if the house is big enough and everybody's got their own wing,
I guess
who cares?
Long as you don't see what the other person's doing, then.
Well, I guess the ex-wife got wind of his dalliance because she's a younger woman, and she's not happy. But he goes, but we work it out. We work it out. Hey, well, you're brave because I would never live with my mom and dad in the same house. I don't care how big the wing is.
Oh, God.
In a million years, I would never do that. ever.
No.
Insanity.
No. That would never
Can
work.
you even imagine?
No, I couldn't. That would never work.
Oh my God. I would be like, what happened? I'd rather be at Hurricane Irma right now.
I'd rather you guys get taken advantage of than
just go out there. I'll throw money at the problem if it means I don't have to live with your ass.
I'll just give you the money.
Just take it all. I have a fund. Okay, so then the last piece of news that I want to tell you about, and I know you knew about this, is that Princess Kate and Prince William are pregnant with baby 3.
Yes, I know that.
First of all, they have 2 boys. So as far as their commitment to the crown,
they have a girl.
Oh, they have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I meant. Boy and a girl. Their commitment to the crown is complete. They're not required to have any more children. They have an heir to the name, so it's done. It's a done deal. So when I read that, and the fact that she's already hospitalized because she has that illness that I think you had.
Yes, she has hyperemesis.
Yes, which you had with Olivia. Mm-hmm. I thought this was not on purpose. There is no way that she purposefully put herself through this. I mean, we'll never know, of course, because it's none of our business. But as a woman, I can tell you there is no way that she did this on purpose. There's just no way.
Especially because I think she's like well into her 30s now, isn't she?
I'm not sure if she's that old, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if I found out, and you know she knew the minute she was pregnant because she got up and started hurling. She's like,
yeah.
no, damn you, Will.
There's nothing you can
sure.
do. God, there's nothing you can do about it either. You just, you puke.
She's going to be in the hospital a lot.
Yep.
Luckily, and you know what sucks too is, and I remember this with you even, when they're giving you medication to try to help you not throw up and try to give you nourishment so that, and keep you hydrated, you don't feel good. Like, even if you're not throwing up, the medication makes you feel like shit. You just aren't throwing up. You still feel like crap.
Yeah, you're constantly are nauseous.
Well, that, and you can, I don't know about you, but when I was in the hospital for that emergency surgery I had a couple years ago with all the medications they had running through me, you can almost feel them in you. Like, you can almost feel the medications in your body, and it feels horrible.
I think the thing is because you're, dehydrated, and you usually, I was constantly suffered with migraines because of the dehydration. And the constant feeling of being nauseous, and then everyone pressuring you to eat, and you're just like, that's the less, like, have you ever had someone trying to force you to eat like a Western bacon cheeseburger when you have with a migraine, and you're just you're like, what, are you trying to kill me? I don't want to. And Stephanie's just like, just eat a hamburger, and I'm like, you don't understand. And she's like, I feel like you just don't want to, and I'm like, I don't. She got so mad at me. She's like, just eat.
Good Lord.
She didn't get it. So.
But that's how we all are. We're all that way. They're like, you just don't want to do it hard enough.
And I'm like, yes, I don't. I don't want to eat hard enough. I'm like, I don't want to throw up. And no, I don't want to eat.
No, it's the worst. So anyway, when I read that, it was like, oh, how exciting. I'm like, really? She's sitting there going, fuck you all.
Like,
I hate my life.
I hate my life.
Because as I just remember with Olivia, and apparently, and I did not know this until you were diagnosed with it with Olivia, I wasn't aware of this disorder that can sometimes happen with women who are pregnant. But apparently some women will actually have abortions. Like, they won't go through with the pregnancy. It's so bad.
I cannot confirm or deny that I did not consider it myself.
It's really bad.
It's that bad, Jamie.
I know. Bad. I saw you. It was horrifying to watch. So I was just thinking, this is good news because babies are always good news because they're sweet and innocent and precious. But I think she probably feels the same way you did with Olivia towards the end, where you just feel like you're incubating a parasite.
Basically.
It's not even a joyous occasion anymore. It is just getting through the next night. And 9 months is torture. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like pure torture. And I feel sad for her because she'll never enjoy pregnancy. Like, never.
Well, supposedly she had this with the other two as well.
She did. So really bad. I mean, she missed her kid's first day of school today.
I know.
I mean, she didn't get to do anything. I feel for her. I really do. But so that's a mother's sacrifice.
It sure
Since inception,
is.
that's what we do. We sacrifice for our ungrateful children. They're gifts, though, right?
I know.
Okay, one last thing I wanted to tell you. Actually, two things, but I want to tell you about this epic story I read. The reason that I want to tell you this story is because it is something that could potentially happen to us, because it's incredibly an awkward story. Like, the most awkward story I've heard in a really long time. And we have awkward moments. So this is a poo story.
Oh,
have you heard about the poo story?
I was reading a bunch of poo stories the other day, but...
What? Why would you do that?
Well, I guess I got confused on what the articles were going to be about. Like,
Oh.
and so, anyways.
Okay.
Actually...
What? What?
One of the stories was this girl and this guy, they were having sex. And the
my
guy
God.
said, like, oh, I think I'm gonna come. And so he's like, I gotta go. And so she's like, what? So he got up and left really fast. And so she's like, okay. And so she turned on the light and she saw all these brown streaks on her bed. Oh my God. And so the next day she's just like, were you gonna come or did you just have to shit? And he's just like, no. And she's like, well, there was all these brown streaks on my sheets. And he's just like, I had a chocolate in my back pocket and it just melted all over the place. And she's like, you're lying.
That's a lie. You lie. Oh my God. Were they boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a date?
It was just like a date.
Oh, good. So she can just write him off and be done with it.
I thought that was funny.
Okay, well, this segues into my story then. I think this happened in Europe, and it happened in August, but it's just now coming out.
No pun intended.
Exactly. So this guy and girl met on Tinder, and they decided to go out and have a date. So they went out and had some drinks and decided to go back to his place to, have cocktails. And, well, Tinder's about hooking up. So they're there. So she decides she has to go to the bathroom. She went poo.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how that happens, because I can't even have a moment alone in my house, and I have a huge house. If I have to go to the bathroom, if someone's here, I can't go. Like, sometimes I can, but most times I have to be completely alone to go to the bathroom. So to have to go poo in a stranger's house, someone I'm probably going to have sex with, that's just, doesn't even register in my brain as something that would ever happen.
I mean, unless you're planning on doing anal or something like that, then, that would be acceptable. But
I guess. I don't think this is the case, though. I mean, maybe, but that's not mentioned. Anyway, so she goes into the bathroom and she can't, for some reason, the poop won't flush. So she decides to put the poo in a bag and try to throw it out the window. Because she would rather do that than say, excuse me, this is really embarrassing, but I took a shit in your toilet and your toilet won't flush it. And he'll be like, oh, there's a trick to it or something, and they'd laugh about it, whatever. Guys don't seem to care about that kind of thing. Guys don't really care about poo like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Jamie. I'm with her.
So, well, me too. I wouldn't go out and say it. I would find a way to take it with me. Anyway, so she puts it in a bag and tries to throw it out the window. But what she didn't realize is that this window is kind of weird. So the poop fell in between the gap between two windows. So there's two windows and it got stuck in between both windows. So she decides, well, I can't leave it. So she climbs through the window to get the poo and gets stuck. So she's literally wedged with the poo between two windows.
Oh my God.
Bent over into the window. Do you understand now?
I understand.
Okay, so after a while, she had to call for help. So he comes in and sees her and has to call the fire department because he can't get her out. So the fire department comes. They have to take the window out to get her because if they don't, I mean, she'll get covered in glass. It would break. So they had to take the window out.
The bag.
I don't know.
I would keep that thing as close to the vest as possible.
She said, was she embarrassed or whatever? And they said, the fire department said she was well past the point of embarrassment at this point. She was trapped in a void between internal and external glazing, but her weight was against the pane of glass, so we had to be really careful. So, because she could have literally died. She'd been upside down for quite a while, and there were spiders, but she was fine and very grateful to be free.
Oh,
so apparently when the story got found out, they said that people were basically offering to replace the window, and I'm like, what about the girl? Did they date? Like, what happened? But there's nothing. Just that, they didn't say what happened to the poo, or if the girl took it, or if they flushed it, or anything. All I know is that is something that would happen to me, and as they rescued me, I would take the bag with me, and I'd be like...
The bag would never...
No one would see it.
The bag would be, like I said, it'd become like a parasitic twin. It would never leave my sight.
Well, what's funny is that there's pictures.
Oh, God.
There are pictures of her stuck in the window, and you can see her with her hands literally against the pane. Her body is smushed against the window pane, and there's the little bag of poo right next to her. I'm just like, you know what I probably would have done, to be honest with you, is I would have grabbed that poo and flung it behind me to get it into the alley or something. Like, I wouldn't just lay there. I would find a way to grab that thing and fling it out and just say I was trying to escape because I changed my mind or something.
Once it got stuck in the window, I would have left immediately and just said, you know what, I'm not feeling well, I have to go. And then I would have said...
And never call me again.
Don't ever call me again.
He'd be like, what's happened in there?
Nothing.
And then he'd be like, what is that smell?
I'd be like, it was just a really shitty date.
I mean, I can't even imagine having that situation occur, because I know it would happen. I know it would. First of all, you got to give her props for getting the poo out of the toilet. Like, that's
gross.
That's a lot. I mean, do you think she used it's making me a little nauseous to think about, but do you think she used toilet paper, or?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
At least it wasn't diarrhea that wouldn't flush, because then she'd be really screwed. Because then there's nothing you can do. Now it's just like, here we are. Here it is. I gotta go.
That's like Dumb and Dumber when she's like, Lloyd, don't use that toilet. It's broken. And he's like, ooh.
I don't get it. I don't get people who can poo at a stranger's house. That's so weird to me.
Well, that'll teach her.
Oh, God. Just don't eat the salad. Have some cheese and just shut up.
Just don't. I mean, unless she had to go so bad, like a turtle head was popping out.
Mm-hmm. If she was crowning. But other than that, I can't possibly imagine. I will tell you this. If I was having a fecal emergency, I would leave. I would not use the bathroom.
I wouldn't agree to go back to his apartment.
No.
If we were having drinks somewhere, I'd be like, well, just excuse me before we go. I'm going to use the restroom.
Yeah, because, how much time could have transpired where she needed to have a bowel movement?
I mean, you got to know that stuff's going to,
You know it's brewing.
Yeah.
No. Oh, stupid girl. Although I relate, because let's just say that all the planets aligned and this occurred. I can see it happening where I can imagine telling you the story of what I did. I really can. Although you're right. You and me both, we would have left the poo and left. Like, we would not be heroic and try to grab it. We'd be out of there.
Especially because it's probably dark. No one would see it until the next day.
Can you imagine going, what?
Or even even the next day. I mean, guys, they're so not perceptive. It would be weeks.
Yeah, they wouldn't ever notice it. Especially if there was a curtain or something. Wouldn't even thought about it.
He'd probably be in the shower one day and be like, what the fuck? What is that?
That's how that works. Usually, you're scrubbing your hair. You're looking around. All of a sudden, you'd be like, what is that in the window? What is that?
And then he would just think one of his guy friends did it.
Oh, God. See, that's where she went wrong, is rescuing the poo. She should have just left it.
You can't leave a turd in the toilet.
Oh my God. There are just so many other options than retrieving the bag is all that comes to me. But anyway, so let's do our ugly and awkward moment of the week.
Okay, so mine's like beyond bad, Jamie.
Oh, good.
It's really,
2 in a row.
Really, really bad.
Throwing poo in a bag bad?
No, it happened at the reunion.
Of course it did. Oh, God.
So
what did you do?
One of the girls from school, when she was in school, she was like the kind of girl that everyone was jealous of because she was so like eclectic and very confident, and she was so beautiful. She was friends with everyone. She was always like participating in all the fundraisers and everything like that. So since school, she has still become very involved in a lot of causes and things like that. Okay. So when I saw her, she had her head completely shaved.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And so she was in line behind us at getting drinks. Mm-hmm. So we were just kind of all standing there. And then I'm just like, I like your haircut. And she's just like, yeah, my haircut. So I kind of turned around and I was like thinking like, that's kind of weird. And so Victor and I got our drinks and we were walking around, and like 5 minutes later I looked at Victor and I'm like, do you think she had cancer? And Victor said, she absolutely had cancer, Paula. And
Paula, you are such a bad person.
So I'm like,
you are such a bad person.
And I said, oh my God.
Did you try to make it better?
No.
Oh, good. Because, I would have walked right up and made it worse.
No, I didn't.
I absolutely would have walked up and said, I'm so sorry. I'm an asshole.
I didn't. And Victor says, it didn't come off as bad as you think, because he says, it almost seemed like you were making light of the situation. And I'm just
Which is good.
And I said, okay. I said, but I really didn't know that she had cancer.
Well, because no one thinks... Well, okay. We don't think that way. Others would immediately recognize that she is going through something. But we don't do that. We think of other things that it could possibly be before we ever go to the obvious.
Like, I thought maybe she was, I don't know. I thought maybe she was just doing something different, or...
Well, in this day and age, sometimes you never know. And if she kind of walked her own path in high school...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. And so I didn't,
Did she speak to you at all for the rest of the evening?
Well, we didn't really chat that much, but then I felt horrible because I'm just like, what if she was having like a good night, and then I had to bring up like, the obvious, and then like I brought her down. I just felt so guilty. And so
well, I would too. Yeah.
I felt horrible for being stupid and not recognizing, the obvious.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yes, I would have guilt too if it was me. Did you do what I do, which is immediately go to Facebook and confirm or deny that she has cancer?
I did when I got home, but because her page is a little bit more private, there was really no way to tell. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? That is incredibly awkward. Yes. And but you're not a bad person. You weren't trying to be, and maybe she took it different. She might have taken it lightly. She might have, because everyone, when someone has cancer, everything's such a downer that sometimes your innocent comment, your childlike comment is a big deal.
What, like, I like your haircut?
Yeah, I'm struggling to find something.
Victor tried to repeat it, and I said, no, I said, I like your haircut. And Ryan's like, oh, Mom, that's worse.
the Jiminy Cricket of the house thought that was awful. Ryan's the conscience of everyone.
I didn't mean it maliciously. I really didn't. And
Nothing we do is malicious when we're being awkward. Nothing. It's always, that's why they're awkward, because we don't know what we're doing.
I felt horrible, and more than anything, I genuinely hope I did not make her feel terrible, because I don't think not my intent.
I mean, you know what? If you had been known in high school as the bully or the a-hole, then she would have just thought, well, some things never change.
Yeah, that's
true.
But
you're not, that's not you. You know, you kind of just flitted around. It was not like, you know, you accepted pretty much everyone, I think.
Yeah.
From what I recall.
Yeah. No, that she probably just thought I was an airhead, so.
She probably just thought you were trying to make light of the obvious. And, you know, like, to me, if someone walked up and said that to me, I would laugh. I would probably start laughing. I'd be like, why? Because I have cancer? I mean, I would have said something equally as difficult to digest.
God, my eyes would have bugged out of my head.
You would be like, oh my God, I just thought you were protesting something. I'm so sorry.
You're like, you have cancer?
You don't look like you have cancer. Oh, you mean the bald head didn't do it for you? Here, let me show you my shunt in my chest.
I thought you just shaved your head.
Well, you were just such an odd duck in high school, and just making it worse and worse.
Right.
Yes, that would be terrible.
She wasn't an odd duck. She was amazing.
No, that's what I mean, is that you were thinking of her how she was in high school, and like this would just be something she would do.
Well, it would be something that she could like totally just get away with because,
exactly.
You know,
yes.
she was that like awesome.
Yes.
So
anyway, well, that's pretty epic. I think you probably win because you incorporated it with others, but I will tell you mine because it's a classic ugly and awkward moment. The other day, okay, so just a little backstory. We have a cat, Mackenzie's cat Baxter, loves ice cubes.
Oh.
So every night when I'm making dinner, he comes in and he kind of starts begging, and I give him an ice cube. So I take an ice cube out and I fling it across the floor, and he chases it and then he licks it. That's like a thing that we've been doing since he was a kitten.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than a couple little chunks of cube will come out of the ice maker, and I pick them up and I put them in his water bowl, but I missed one. So I was making dinner, and Daryl was out of town. I was making dinner and I went to open the fridge, and my heel landed right in a puddle of melted ice cube.
Oh, gross.
So this is what happened though. I did like the scissor split, but because I slipped. But I had a hold of the refrigerator door handle, so I didn't let go because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna like break my leg. So I'm doing the scissor split like you hit a banana split, and it was a very fast movement. And I took a knee so that I wouldn't do the splits. And so I took a knee and I hit it so hard that Mackenzie's boyfriend, who was sitting on the couch, flips around really fast. He's like, what happened in there? Because I hit the floor so hard with my knee. I'm like, and so he sees me pulling myself up with the refrigerator door. And I'm like, I'm all right. I'm okay. Everything's fine. And my knee hurts so bad. It looks awful. It looked like someone hit me with a baseball bat.
Ow.
And Daryl goes, he's like, what? He goes, that's what happened to your knee? And he said, oh my God, you look like you were in a car accident. I said, I know. Stone travertine hit hard right on my knee.
That is horrible.
It was. And so now, of course, for the rest of the week, I've been walking around gingerly hoping that I don't slip, because I'm so sure that I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Traumatic. I know. I'm getting up there. If I fall, I might break a hip and die.
Those ice cubes can be dangerous.
I know. So the practice has, now I get a glass so that nothing goes out and I don't miss one.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that big of a cube. It was like a half of a cube, but it doesn't take much.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I've had that happen before. I mean, not to that extent, but
I'm sure I look like a cartoon when it happened. It was really funny.
But you have to be careful. Yeah,
you do. Well, I'm going to give you 30,000 points for that awkward moment.
Thank you. Although
mine's like a 12,000.
I feel like I shouldn't be awarded any points.
No one really wins.
I feel like I should
Paula.
get community service.
No one really wins.
No one does.
Well, anyway, okay, so let me tell you this Costco story and then we can wrap it up. So we're wandering around Costco. We walk right in. Now, I don't know if you've been to a Costco in a while, but when you walk in, you grab your basket outside, you walk in, and there's like a little line of you, trying to make your way through the front of the store to get to whatever aisle you want to get to. Mm-hmm. So we're walking. Now we're veering one way, and then I hear, people behind us, and there's this huge crash. A basket hits one of their bearing sticks that holds the roof up. What are those things? Just a big column?
Oh, right. Like a just pole, a part of or something. Just the bearing of the thing. It's like a 3 by 3 foot by 3 foot big stick in the middle of the store. There's several of them everywhere, and there's usually like a phone or something wired into it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so someone crashed right into it, and it was really, really loud, and it was right behind us. So I turn around, and it's an old man. And Daryl saw him. He was staring at me so hard that he literally crashed his basket. What?
I know. And Daryl, of course, takes the opportunity to walk up to him. He's like, "Are you going to be all right, sir? You're a little old. You might hurt yourself if you do that twice." And he's like, and the guy was like so embarrassed. He must have been in his 80s.
Jeez.
I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "Well, he was staring at you so bad that he literally crashed right into one of the bearing poles in the store." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yes." He was the dude, like, he was dazed. I thought, wow, I haven't done that in a really, I did that one other time. At a grocery store, I was walking, and Daryl and I were shopping, and this guy was with his wife, and he was pushing the basket, and I saw it happen, which was what was so hysterical. Is sometimes you can tell when someone's looking at you. Mm-hmm. So I turned, and I saw this man watching me, and I turned around and saw him right as he ran right into his wife and pushed her into the wall with his basket. And she turns around and she looks at him like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I sorry." And I started laughing. I thought that was really funny, but I haven't seen it. I mean, I take it kind of as a compliment.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice because I'm no Cindy Crawford, but still, the fact that Daryl literally went over there to say, "You really need to watch what you're looking at." Like, you really got to watch it, sir.
Yeah, really.
We didn't see him for the rest of the visit, but it was really funny anyway.
That is funny.
And I'm a little flattered.
You should be.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen very often.
So next week...
You won't be here.
No, so it'll either be an early show for us or it'll be a producer dub show. So.
If I can get Stephanie to do one, I'm going to. So Stephanie might be able to guest with me, which would be really cool because she hasn't been on for almost a year.
Is that?
But she's impossible to nail down. So hopefully I can get her in here. We can talk about stuff that she likes to talk about.
That would be good.
No politics, Stephanie. But other than that, I'm down.
So, well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for listening to episode after episode. We really appreciate it. Thank you for those that are buying our Avon products. There's been some exciting new things that have come out. So I encourage you to check out our website and see if there's any makeup that you want to buy. I know that I've recently bought some Mark stuff as well as some of the Avon products, and then they're giving out these kits that are full-size kits for just
the A-Box.
Yes, the A-Box for just $10 if you spend $50. So
is it 50 or 40?
Oh, it's $40.
Yeah.
You're right. $40. So get yourself a little goodie bag.
And free shipping always.
Yes.
When you spend $40, it's always free shipping. But for an extra $10, you get that. The A kits are so cute. In fact, there's a new one that just came out today.
Oh.
So I'm excited.
Again, thank you for shopping our Amazon links. That is always a big help too. Anyways, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a good week. Bye. Bye.
That's a wrap. But make sure to watch your podcast feed for all the screw-ups and edits from this episode and what we call Ugly Cuts. And then we'll have a brand new full episode for you next week. Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.